Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of Podcast Lost in Space.
Double digits.
We made it.
Yay!
I can count on my hands. You guys.
So special.
Well, hopefully after the next podcast, you won't be able to count the number
Yeah, you
of
have to just
podcasts on your hands.
Are you just excited that you know how to count your hands? You have 2 hands. You didn't even
Is that
say
what
fingers.
you
You just said hands.
Is that what you're going to college for?
We learn how to count on our fingers.
All right.
Ooh, fancy.
As always, I'm Alexander. I'm the one who put all this crazy stuff together and then slowly watches it burn while I laugh maniacally. And joining me today, we've got, on the end, Alyssa.
That's me.
Say your name,
Oh.
what you do.
My Alyssa.
I think it's
I
kind of arbitrary at this point, don't you think? I mean, it's like we've done 10
Do we need to
episodes.
do
I
this
feel
again?
like we
I
can
know.
just say like, yeah, Alyssa, Seneca, Ryan, who's not here, or he could be here and he's just really quiet if you're listening on iTunes.
I happen to agree with that statement, but hi, I'm Alyssa. There's Ryan!
He's alive!
We're going to introduce ourselves every week as if somebody new who has never seen us before, by the way.
Well, they shouldn't be starting on episode 10. We have 9 hours of prime material that they're just avoiding.
That's scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, let Alyssa talk, guys. Let her do her spiel.
I'd rather not. I think I just want to rant a little bit.
Just talk
more.
over him, Alyssa.
Okay, I'm Alyssa. I am the little sister of the bunch. I am a college student, so I'm kind of like the younger perspective on life here. Starting things out versus the rest of them are more on their way into their careers. I write blog articles. I also, you'll see me on the podcast.
Oh shit! Really? We'll see you on the podcast.
I know.
No way.
The last 2 ones or the last one. And yeah.
And the one without the moving video.
Hello, Doc Derwin. Nice to see you. I'm keeping mine short because that's the way I feel like it should be. Like, we've done enough of these. People should know who I am, and if you don't, then it's your loss, really. Got to deal with it. You're missing out.
All right. And then just woke up from his nap. We have joining us a little late.
He's
He's
muted.
muted.
He's muted! Well, the mic's broken. All right. Well, he figures that out.
You can't, Newman, you're
No,
muted.
we can't hear you, Ryan. This is, yeah.
Senny, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi,
over, Ryan.
I'm Seneca. I heard the cats, and I've been dragged onto the blog, and Ryan disappeared.
Yeah, he's my fiddle.
So, yeah, that's what I do.
If you want to know why we're starting a few minutes late, it's because Ryan was taking a nap. And I had to call him and wake him up, and I always do that at the last minute because I'm a jerk.
And because of the nap, he now wasn't able to figure out technical
Yeah, we didn't know he was-
difficulties prior.
Broke his computer.
Naps are pretty necessary nowadays.
All right, guys. So, as always, we'll start with how was your guys' week?
I'm starting because I always start. Wait, I have a list. Where's my list go? Oh, right.
Look at her being prepared.
I wasn't here last week, so got a lot of catching up to do. To start, I was initiated into my sorority, Kappa Delta. Shout out to KDs, which was really cool. But now I actually have to go to meetings and actually have to do required things instead of just doing all the fun stuff. But
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
we got you.
Touchdown Seahawks, by the way.
I know, I just saw that. I have been working a lot more with NDSU athletic broadcasting stuff. So that's been really, really fun. I'm really liking it. I do replay, and we had our first basketball game, or men's basketball game at Shields Arena, which is our big arena where we play. And it's cool because where we normally do volleyball, we don't have a replay screen. It's just I do the replays for the broadcast, online streaming, and TV. But we actually have a replay screen where the men's play. And so it was cool because I was the entire stadium can see what I'm doing, and if I mess up, everybody can see it. But that's been really cool. I've been volunteering a lot at different places, but I volunteered for the Miss USA North Dakota pageant and like Teen North Dakota pageant, and it was actually really cool to like see all the behind the scenes stuff and what goes on to make it all happen. And then I signed up for classes for next semester. I'm really excited. I'm kind of scared because I'm actually taking 18 credits, which is 6 classes because I'm in a semester school. So we'll see if I die, but my schedule doesn't seem too bad. And I'm hoping to get an internship doing more PR stuff rather than media stuff, which I really like, and it goes hand in hand, but I want to get some actual PR internship on my resume, so I've been looking at a couple of places and investigating, but we'll see.
And you wonder why I don't like her. She makes me look bad.
You say this every time.
You always make me look bad.
I'm just
What?
living my life.
Alex, this is the point of the show where we need to start drilling down and making your life better because you're just bumming us all out.
No. Everything. I mean, I put this crazy thing together.
Yeah.
There you
Look at
go.
you go.
Doc, how
Ryan,
was your
introduce yourself real quick since now they can hear you.
I'm Ryan. I'm following Doc, short and sweet.
There you go.
Cool.
Well done, my brother.
Doc, how was your week?
Mine was
Actually, wait.
awful.
We should save you for last because we want to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, no, I'll lead into
Ryan,
some-
how was your week?
Did I do anything this week?
You had a very interesting experience with your shower that you told me about.
Oh, yeah. So, fucking...
Start at the beginning.
So I went to take a shower yesterday because I laid in bed all day and I was going to order pizza. So I wanted to at least be, like, presentable to the pizza delivery person. So I was going to take a shower.
That's very nice of
Gotta
you.
look
I was
good
like,
for the
the
delivery
delivery
person.
guy cares.
Classy gentleman you are.
Yeah.
What were you going to wear down to the...
Oh, clothes? I don't know.
You said a onesie in your text.
Oh, I was going to wear a onesie, but I decided not to.
Anyway.
I went to turn on my shower, and the water was more black than it was clear because apparently ants have gotten into the pipes.
Jeez, ants again?
Ooh.
Not my
Round back to episode 1, did we?
Not my fault this time, but
So, like, ants were pouring out?
yes.
In the water, though, right?
In the
Like,
water,
not
yeah.
not just ants.
Yeah, but
But still gross.
oh my gosh, I would die. I would have nightmares.
It was like gross enough to make me like yelp and jump back. So
Fair enough.
not my fault this time, so I put in like a maintenance request, so I'm going to see what the fuck they're gonna say, but kind of gross.
So you can't take a shower?
I can take a shower, I just like have to turn on the water and let it run for like a couple minutes to flush out all the ants.
That's good for California.
Oh my gosh, gross. Yeah, seriously, you're supposed to be like conserving water. Just
San
shower
Diego.
with the ants.
All right, Sunny, how was your week?
I would not shower with ants. My week was pretty good. It was a little intense because at work, some stuff happened that I can't talk about legally. But it's okay. Like nothing bad happened. Just fun work stuff. This weekend I went to the first Thanksgiving out of 3 that I will be attending this year. And if anybody from the Jones family who had me at their place is watching, thank you seriously for having me and feeding me way too much food. But yeah.
Yes,
It was a good
Alyssa?
week.
Are we doing podcasts or like doing Thanksgiving stuff?
We'll find out later.
Okay.
Yeah, is this technically our Thanksgiving episode, or would our next episode be our Thanksgiving episode?
I want to do this one as our real Thanksgiving episode,
So we should say
Alright.
everything we're thankful for.
but we'll get to that later.
We'll do that at the
Um,
end.
All right.
Fun tidbit: I'm gonna go to to the cities next week because I'm going home with my friend. So I'm
What
really
cities?
excited.
There's a lot of cities.
Oh, sorry, I'm here so everybody knows what the cities are. But like, she lives outside of Minneapolis, and so I'm gonna go there for the first time. So super excited. But I'm also going to the Mall of America for the first time. So that's exciting.
That's funny that you have to travel out of the state to go to cities.
That's because North Dakota sucks.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fargo is like the largest city in North Dakota. We're not even like, and that's it. and Bismarck isn't.
That's because North Dakota sucks.
Yeah.
It does not suck. Oh, it snowed for the first time. That was what I didn't write it on my list, and I knew I'd forget.
I'm pretty sure they
Snowed
created
for
the city of
first time.
Fargo just for the movie Fargo.
I've never seen it.
You should at least watch that.
I know. But snowed for the first time. It was like 55
It's
degrees.
75.
Okay, it was 55 degrees for a while, and then I woke up in the morning, and I was talking to my mom on my phone, and she's like, how's the weather? And I was like, I don't know, I haven't looked outside. I opened the window, and it's like white. And I was like, it's 28 degrees all of a sudden, and it's cold, and I have to wear my parka, but everybody else is like in sweatshirts, and I'm just like, no. And then my friend said I don't know how to Midwest. She was like scraping my like windshields and stuff because it was really cold outside, so I don't want to be outside scraping my windshield. But I'm learning how to Midwest.
If you need assistance, you can talk to me because I have family from the Midwest, so I know how to Midwest.
What I learned is just a lot of swearing as you put on your gloves and your scarf and go outside being like, fuck, 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 fuck,
Yes.
fuck, fuck.
I was like,
It's a little bit more than that, but
That's what I did all the way to work in Calgary.
it gets so much colder. Like, they're like, it gets negative of what it is now. So it was like negative 19, and it gets like negative 19. Plus, like, it feels like negative 30 with the wind chill.
Yep.
I don't
I like-
understand any of these temperatures.
That
I like-
sounds miserable.
Knew, like, you know, like, I knew mentally, like, it was coming, but I, like, never really thought it would come, and
I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here and giggling because this was my childhood. Because my childhood was during the holidays. No, we're not going to go somewhere warm. We're not going to stay in the rainforest where there's lots of water. No, we're going to go to the tundra. That is the Midwest.
and I've never driven in snow before.
Right,
So-
you were, yeah.
Yeah, because when I, like, got my license, it, like, well, at first, my parents were like, no, like, not yet, and then I, like, was like, last year I was supposed to drive a lot in snow, but then it never snowed, ever. So, my sweet mates were giving me, like, tips on how to drive in snow.
All right, gonna move on. You can tell Alyssa hasn't been here in a little while because she has things to say.
She even wanted to talk about the weather.
I know.
Podcast conversation.
I guess before we get to Doc,
Group of our friends together and discuss the weather.
yeah, I guess before we get to Doc, I'll briefly be like, yeah, my week was okay. I did school and stuff, and then went to the doctors and got told I weigh more than I wanted to, so now I get to have to slowly fix that.
I'll write you a workout routine.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll set you up.
Yeah, we'll figure that out because I think that would make a good piece. But that
You're
was my
still a
week.
Manny?
All right, Doc. Yes, and I'm still a Manny. All right, Doc. Let's talk
What is a
about
Manny? Hold on. No, we're not gonna pretend
A
like
man
everyone
nanny.
knows.
It's
A
a
man
man
nanny.
Okay.
For people who are
Everyone
insecure
nanny.
about being a nanny, I guess.
Okay.
The kids I nanny, the boys I nanny, are really excited because they're like, no, he's not he's not our nanny, he's our Manny.
Yeah.
Because they're really
They
excited.
also got you a Merce too.
I have a Merce.
Oh, God.
All right. Save it for later. I can't spare the tears.
Oh.
All right,
Seeing
Doc, let's
you
go.
just whip out your man purse. So my week was awful, just completely awful, and it was because I was just depressed for no reason. And like I understand what depression is and the fact that a lot of times you just can't control it and that your brain just wants to betray you and just make you feel sad all the time. So for about a week, I was just incredibly depressed, and I was trying to find all sorts of ways to work my way. I'm great today. Today's been fantastic. It's probably been one of the best days that I felt in a while. And I don't know what it was, but I kind of linked it to me being somewhat disingenuous with myself and maybe like not doing the things that I fully wanted to do. And like trying to, and so I started sorting out and trying to do more things to like tap into my creative side and be very like not do things for other people but more of doing them for me and because I wanted them, and not having other people's opinions of me kind of influence that. And I don't know what it was. I had a giant conversation with some friends last night and we really hashed it out, and granted the influence of alcohol was also prevalent, because if there's anything you should do when you're depressed, it's drink. So
That was
So,
sorry.
yeah, and-
Wrong.
No. That's exactly what I've always told myself. So it's absolutely right. But yeah, and so I hashed it out with some friends last night and kind of just tried to figure it out. It's like we were just all hanging out. It was just me and 3 other people. I was like, hey guys, if we're gonna be talking, I just want to be real. It's like I'm just feeling super upset right now, and I can't just not talk about it anymore. I just really needed to vent it to somebody. And I was with a nice, tight group of friends, and they were just totally listening, providing their opinions, and doing all this. And it was super helpful, and I feel so much better today. And I'm trying to keep that going and that happiness of just like feeling good about myself and doing things like that. So I figured depression would actually be an interesting topic if we wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Because I know Seneca, being in the psychological world, has a lot of things that she might want to add to that.
Is this where I'm supposed to start talking?
It's like, hey, stop being sad, Doc. Boom, end of conversation.
No, like there's a lot of things that I can say. I do want to note, especially for people who live in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm taking off my glasses because I can't deal with them anymore. I hate wearing my glasses. But so this is about the time of year when seasonal affective disorder comes into play. It's called the SAD. And that's actually because you're no longer getting vitamin D from your environment. So if you take vitamins, I would sincerely suggest that you take vitamin D. That's not to say that it's going to fix all of your answer, or it's not going to like be the be-all end-all solution, but I also know from personal experience and from experience with friends, like, your environment seriously does affect you. So if that's something that you're feeling and you start to get really sad, depressed, when the sunshine starts to kind of fade away, maybe that's something that you should consider. I also want to note that, yes?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say another thing that we were also talking about last night is that I was feeling a lot of loneliness out of the fact that I haven't really been in a bunch of good relationships lately, and like getting closer and closer to the holiday season, it just builds up this loneliness that it's really hard to fight.
And that's actually part number 2. This is apparently cuffing season. I don't know if anybody's heard about this.
I think you mispronounced it. It's coughing. Everyone gets
no. It's cuffing season apparently. I don't know where the term actually originated, but it's been popping up on my feeds a little bit lately.
Is it when people get arrested for killing people on Black Friday?
Let me explain. Cuffing season is when the holidays start to come and everybody starts to couple up, actually.
Why is it called cuffing?
I don't know. I don't get it.
The opposite, where people start breaking up because
people start coupling up because they're cold and they want somebody for the holidays. Because that way, think about it, like, it starts to get cold and all these family holidays come up where it's kind of awkward to be alone, I guess, in some ways. I mean, honestly, frankly, like, I took a 3-year hiatus from real relationships, so I don't know. I'm weird, apparently. But that is a thing, and also when it gets cold out, people tend to not hang out as much with their friend groups because it's colder out and they would rather stay at home and watch Netflix.
Which is fair.
So that's why they find their romantic winter partner. But like staying active socially
adds another meaning to Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Get it?
I want to talk about that for a second.
All right, I'm done.
What are the kids these days using this term?
All right, we'll change it. We'll let Seneca finish her thing. We'll get on the Netflix and chill later.
But staying active in things that you like, be it social, with friends, family, kind of like what you were talking about, Doc, of being genuine with yourself and doing things that you actually want to do. Like, that's important too, because when it's cold outside and you don't want to go out, it's good to do stuff.
Mm-hmm. If you can get social activity to do with friends without any of you leaving your house, I recommend World of Warcraft.
No. And I'm trying really hard to not go into like protective mechanisms and all this psychological mumbo jumbo that would take me an hour to really fully explain, which is why I'm kind of talking in this slow, monotone little, so.
Well, I mean, that was the thing is like I was starting to kind of run out of excuses to go outside, And Jesus, Eric is so loud, my roommate. But I was running out of excuses to go outside because it started getting colder and colder and all the stuff that I wanted to do. It's like, I'm way too cold to do it, or I don't have friends to hang out with and do it. But I was talking with someone, and I was talking about their passion for photography and finding out, like, because I took a photography class that I just totally got to play tons of computer games during, which was great. So I didn't pay attention at all. And so I was talking about photography with them, and I have a camera that was loaned to me by a friend of mine. So I actually just had 2 hours on hand. I was like, rather than playing Fallout 4 and getting even more depressed, I'm going to just go out and try my hand at photography. Nice. And I had a lot of fun. Like, it was great just trying to capture really neat photos. I took some stuff where it's like, I think this is really cool. And I know that someone who's like really good at it would have plenty of criticism, but it's like, for me, it's just me grabbing a camera and just trying to figure it out. So I had a lot of fun just trying something new like that. Yeah. And I was outside. I got to wear my thick leather jackets like I always enjoy wearing, and just be outside, take cool photos, and, you know, just be outside with something to do rather than just getting lost in my own head and overthinking.
Yeah.
And literally, sometimes getting away from the screen is the best thing that you can do for yourself, honestly.
And looking at a camera screen.
Well, but you're also outside, you know? Like, it's a little, it's better than sitting in, I mean, I can't really say much because I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm kind of sitting in my little home.
Yeah, we're all doing that right now. Middle of the we could be at a sports bar watching the Seahawks game, socializing.
Well, I'm also wrapped up in a blanket.
Yeah. I was going to say
Seahawks touchdown.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength, Newman.
I've had the same thing, Doc, like that you've had, Doc, and it got me really bad when I was in Calgary for 6 months because I didn't know anybody in the city. I had been there at this point for a little over 2 months, and I had finally, it was interesting because we did Canadian Thanksgiving is about a month earlier than American Thanksgiving. And so I had done that, and I was like, well, it was Thanksgiving. And I missed it, and I have no friends anyway, so it didn't matter. And then this one, you know, American Thanksgiving came up, and I was like, well, I missed that one too, because I have no friends, and it didn't matter. But it was right around this time when I had to start making myself go to the writers group that I had signed up for on Meetup.com, and started actually talking to people. And I still didn't really make that many friends in Calgary, but it was it helped out. But also, this was around the time when I got super depressed in my would have been my quote-unquote freshman year of university, but it was my junior year of university at the same time. That whole year was a really weirdly depressive year for me, and it was around that time when it's around this season because it's you're doing holiday stuff and all the media is like, hey, get together with your significant other and go to and you've got all your friends who are in relationships talking about what they're doing, going to their girlfriend's house for Thanksgiving or their boy, and no, you're fine, Senny, we're all, and what I found around this year is it's a lot more, and over the last few years, I found it's a lot more of like doing things that are meaningful with friends. It's not just, I mean, we every Sunday, a bunch of my other friends come over here and we do D&D or anime or board games. And so, it's become routine, but it still is a bunch of us hanging out together every week, more or less. But also, there's all sorts of festivals and stuff that start happening, and even if you're kind of bummed because you're not going with a girl you really like and you're dating or whatever, going with a group of friends and building that memory was really effective has been really effective for me as a way of buffeting myself against the holiday doldrums when it comes to being constantly reminded that you're single.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, this is my first year being away from home. This is my first Thanksgiving I'm not spending with my family, and it's hard, and it's hard too because I talk to my parents, and I know my dad's. It's hard for my dad and my mom a lot, and
oh my God.
Yeah, and so I went through about 2 weeks ago. I went through that where I was I'd lay in bed and I just start crying because it's I miss my home. Everybody's talking about how excited they are to go home for Thanksgiving and everything. Yeah, my baby. and stop it, Alex. And then it's just like everybody's like, "Oh, are you excited to go home?" And I'm like, "I'm not going home, you know." But I'm super fortunate to have my sorority sisters because it really helps. Even though sometimes like I don't want to go to like the pizza place or I don't want to do something, but like it's important to like force yourself out of the house or wherever you are because otherwise I would be sitting in my bed just really sad and crying because it's like there's traditions especially you have with your family and it's just weird like I'm not going to be home to like we set up the Christmas tree and stuff on Thanksgiving and things like that, but I'm really excited to like try and look at the bright things is I get to go experience Thanksgiving with another family who has other traditions and it'll be really fun to see. And our school on Thursday we had Thanksgiving dinner with our school.
Oh,
so
nice.
That was really cool because they have lefse, which is I think that's what it's called, but like it's like traditionally like I think it's like a potato kind of tortilla and then they put like butter and cinnamon sugar and then they roll it up. Well, it's
Oh yeah.
pretty sure it's skin. But so like they have these weird like to me weird traditions, but like to them it's like normal. So it's like it's kind of cool because I'm learning things, but it's just really all about like what you all said is making yourself leave your room.
Sure. Even forcing yourself to do stuff that is just like really good for your body as well as like it keeps you active, such as cooking a nice breakfast for yourself. That was one thing I did today, and I feel like that's what's making me feel good right now is that I actually took the time to cook a nice, like really delicious omelet, and I was just like, you know, woke up and I was like, I can't ignore like having breakfast again because that is a problem where it's like I just don't eat enough, especially with how active I am. I'm always working out and doing all this. It's like I'm just probably also not eating enough, so it'd be really help to just force myself to actually make myself a proper full breakfast, you know, omelet and toast with a glass of milk, and it was delicious.
See, it's funny because I have moved to a new city, and I was going to say, first of all, if you're sun deprived, just move here. It's 70 degrees, and it's amazing.
45 right now here.
Such an affordable option, Ryan.
Oh wait, are you ready? Let's see. It's
Just
actually
check
pretty
the
warm today here.
But I was going to say, since I've moved down
30
here,
now.
I've spent a lot of time just in my apartment by myself, not really doing anything. I know that's not the best option, but I'm not one to go out and be social first.
But wait, haven't you also joined like the soccer team?
Yeah, I've
thing
joined
and
the
everything?
soccer team. I've made a couple friends, and we had a game at 8:30 this morning, which is why I was so goddamn tired. I woke up earlier for my soccer game than I do for work. Even though I'm supposed to be at them, I was supposed to be at them at the same time. My game was starting when I usually leave for work, but that's a different story. But it's kind of been where I've just been coming home and just hanging around my apartment for what, almost 4 months now? 4 months.
You should get into WoW.
And then, well, Ryan, do you get like any sort of like depression, or does it like make you feel like bad or anything for staying in, or are you like totally comfortable with it? Is it exactly what you want to do?
It's not what I want to do. I would rather go out and like do stuff. I still haven't really explored the city, but at the same time, like I'm an introverted extrovert. Like
I wanted to do a quick head count. How many of us here are introverted? At least a good chunk of us. A good chunk of you, like the way you act, is introversion.
A lot of what I do is considered introversion.
Yeah.
Like since the release of Fallout 4, I've logged about 30 hours.
That's different.
Well, no, like
that's
a behavior of an introvert of a game that's not even multiplayer. So it's like I'm not even socializing with anyone online. I'm just sitting by myself playing that game.
Yeah. Liz?
Well, I don't know. I'm confusing because I'm so like out there and everybody thinks I'm a major extrovert, and because like I can go into a situation and like talk to people no problem, and I'm always like loud and like that's it. But I have a side of me that's like I like to be alone. I like my own space. I don't like I'd rather stay in and watch Netflix. Like I have to like make myself go out, even though it's like, you're gonna have fun or like whatever, but it's like I for so long always get myself over.
She had no friends.
What?
She had no friends.
Okay, no, I didn't have no friends. I have friends.
Well, she's celebrating Thanksgiving with someone else this time, Alex, and they're gonna have a brother that does things.
Yeah.
It was an old family joke.
Yeah, because I don't I'm very selective of my friends and like who I hang out with a lot. So like my brother, he has friends over all the time, and like everybody's like, all you guys were always over except for Doc. I don't know.
I was there. You just didn't see me.
Apparently, you were invisible to me, I guess. But
I was in the bushes.
But it's like because
that's not creepy.
He likes bushes.
It's like I'm always outside of my dorm room or outside of my home back home. I was always like the out there person, and like the person like at school. I was talk to everybody, and like I'm always volunteering in organizations, and like I'm even over involved here, even though I said I wasn't going to. So to me, it's like when I walk into my room, that's my time for me.
Yeah.
And so that's my time to like take off the extrovert front, except it's not really a front because like I love it. I'm going into public relations, so like that's good. I'm a people person, but it's like to just decompress and stuff. And so that's why I don't like have a lot of friends over and stuff because it's like that's my space. I hang out and talk to all the time at school, so like now it's my time. So that's like my mom always says I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert at the same time. So I don't know, but everybody's always like, you are not introverted at all.
All right, Sunny.
Well,
don't fall asleep.
I'm so comfy.
Ryan's awake and you're falling asleep.
I'm in my blankie and I have on fluffy socks. I also slept in today, so I'm kind of like off my whole for the first time in a month. Okay, I'm tired. But anyways, so I mean, I personally I don't really know what to call myself, an extrovert or an introvert, because I volunteer in very people person activities. Like I work in domestic violence and sexual assault. Well, I volunteer for domestic violence and sexual assault services, where I am literally talking to tons of people every shift that I take there. I work with kids and parents where like you have to be social because otherwise it doesn't work. I do research where you have to work with people because otherwise you're not going to be able to present or write papers unless it's going to take you 3 years. When I go hang out with friends, like I'm very social. I love hanging out with my friends, but at the same time, there are like with one of my best friends, we have this joke of, oh, my batteries need recharging, because I will be very, very, very social and I'll be very, very, very socially active, and then I will just get to this point where I'm like, I am done with people right now, unless you are one of the very few people who does not kind of soak from my batteries, or you're okay with literally like sitting next to me and not talking while we watch TV or like read just separate books. Like I don't want to be with you right now.
Wait, have you ever shared a book while reading?
Actually, yes.
Why did you have to specify separate?
Because I've shared before.
I mean, I've only done that with the kids I work with, where I'm helping them learn how to read.
I've done it with friends when we both really wanted to read a specific book, and I've also done it with my significant other a couple times when, like,
adorable.
well, because I was in the middle of reading the book, and he was like, oh, but I want to remember this one part of it. I'm like, I am reading this book. When I'm in a book and I really like it, I don't want to give it up. But so
you were talking about like I agree with you in the fact that there's a certain amount of energy that is put forth when you're socializing. So it is okay to want to be inside and kind of doing nothing. But for me lately, I have been choosing that and not doing any socializing to a degree that I'm very uncomfortable with.
And yes,
I want to make a note. Introvert and extrovert are not mutually exclusive things. In almost everything in psychology, it's spectrum based. You can be an introvert, like Ryan said, an extroverted introvert, where you go do things, you enjoy doing things.
Ambiverts.
I don't know. There's dumb names for everything. You're excited. You go do things. You enjoy being in public, and then very quickly you're like, I'm gonna go home and not talk to anybody for the next 2 days, which is what I am. It's how I act. I put this together.
Fun fact though is that I think everyone's been using the phrase mutually exclusive wrong. Because if you actually look it up, it actually means that one can't exist without the other, not that they have to exist separately. Or they can coexist. It actually means that one can't exist without the other. Interesting fact.
Well, I don't know if they can exist without the other.
Yeah,
that's an incredibly pedantic
exclusive. Yeah, this is past as like stats class. Mutually exclusive is the same as disjoint, so they cannot both be true.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird. The English language is really annoying.
Yeah.
It's mutually. Two events are mutually inclusive when they can both occur simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Yes,
Say that word. I cannot say that word. Fun fact, but yeah.
Mutually inclusive.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
I completely derailed us off to a different conversation topic, and I don't remember what we were talking about earlier.
Mostly my fault. But anyway, yeah, unless anyone has any more that they want to add to the subject, we can talk about how angry Alex gets about the phrase Netflix and chill. That seems like a fun.
Oh, right, we were holding that. Yeah.
Oh, that whole. Oh, gosh.
My biggest problem with it is all the articles that come up of, hey, this is the secret code your kid is talking in. And you go and you read it, and literally none of it is anything that I've ever heard any actual human being use.
So, college people, this is what because I didn't really know what, like you know what it means, but like you don't really know what it means.
Oh, you definitely know what it means. I know what it means.
All right, Ryan lives in a fantasy world where like all of this makes sense and has logic to it. Whereas like for us, we are just lost and like, where did this come from? Why
I'm
is
not
it
lost. I just think it's stupid.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Let the young one talk. She's the only one with perspective that we might actually be able to.
Disclaimer to people. I don't.
Your parents listen.
I know. What?
Your parents listen to this.
I know. That's why I'm like, this is very weird. But so like Netflix and chill. So like you're gonna hang out with like a person that you like or whatever, and you invite them over to watch Netflix. Well, whatever happens, or like what you want to happen, is you never end up watching the movie. You end up making out or doing other things. So it's everybody
Describe those other things.
I'm not going any further into that. So it's like, come over and like hang out and watch Netflix is key for like you're gonna come over, we're gonna put on a movie to distract your roommate or the people around you.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, why are you making out with other people around you?
No, like the other.
That's just weird.
That's what I'm asking. Who the fuck uses that?
So
like we all know what it means, but why can't it be? Hey, come over. We're gonna make out anyway. Like
because
it's normal.
Because people don't want to be upfront about it. And how weird is it to be like, can you just come over and make out with me for 3 hours while like something weird plays in the background or in silence?
Yeah.
While we ignore Cloud Atlas.
Well,
that's what
You don't. Okay, so like, let's say you guys aren't like in a relationship. You guys like each other or something. You're not gonna go up to somebody and like you're gonna
ask about a freaking date.
Listen, exactly. You're okay, but like when you ask somebody out to dinner and then you're gonna come back to your wherever and then you're gonna hang out you're gonna say, hey, do you want to come in and like watch a movie or hey, do you want to come in and like
is this
have coffee or something? And your intentions, okay, this isn't always, some people actually, like, don't always, anyway, but, like, your hope is that, yeah, you're going to get a kiss, or you're going to get a makeout, or...
Is this the idea of, this shows you how little I actually pay attention to modern vocabulary, because is this the same idea as inviting somebody up for a nightcap?
Yeah.
Kind of.
What the fuck is a nightcap?
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
for someone who wasn't born in the 1960s, Alex, you might want to explain that vernacular.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sure Alex is smitten with all sorts of sweethearts.
it's
I mean, I can talk like that if you want.
It's funny because it has become like Netflix and chill has become a term or like a saying or whatever, but now more often it's like a joke because like I like tell Allie, hey, you want to come over? Like, let's watch a movie on Netflix, and it'll be like actually Netflix and like chill, nothing like no behind the scenes or whatever, or like you'll ask like a
Is there
guy
something you want to
friend.
tell us?
What?
Is there something you want to tell us?
Jorge and Flavia, your daughter went to college and became a lesbian.
Oh my God, this is derailed. Anyway,
We have a lot of family who watch this.
I'm just
Mana's gonna call me and like cry or something.
Inside the Pereiras.
Anyway, or like you'll ask, like a guy will be talking like about Grey's Anatomy, and you guys will be like, "Oh my God, we should watch it because we both love Grey's Anatomy," and it's like, and then your friends will be like, "You're gonna actually Netflix and chill, not anything else." It's like a thing.
Fucking
And
kids
so-
these days.
I know, and
Yeah,
but
it's-
that's where it all kind of came from. Was
See,
people
and
turn on a movie, but you never end up watching. the
Yeah, I
movie.
know. That's what I did with my girlfriends. We would watch a movie and then we'd be like, "Well, shit, we don't remember the movie."
Wait, when did you have a girlfriend?
Fuck you.
oh, that's a one black
Shit.
coffee. That is mean. So here's the
Take
thing.
back
Like,
my-
what upsets me about this phrase is that it's just like a really bad joke. Where
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like realistically, it's like yeah, you just want to hang out with someone and watch Netflix and hang out, and then it's just playing off of that very relatable scenario where we've all tried to watch a movie and you're with somebody and then you get distracted, do whatever. And I've had weird instances. Like my first girlfriend I ever had, we started making out and got distracted and did not. It was during the movie The Thing, the least romantic movie possible. It's about just monsters in the Arctic. But yeah, it's like a lot of people, especially like us young kids, we've all been in that scenario, and since Netflix is more prevalent, everyone's just like,
Watched a lot of
Netflix and
Bleach.
chill, get it? It's like,
Yeah.
but it's not that funny. Yeah.
I watched a
That's-
lot of
that's why-
Bleach with my first girlfriend, the anime. The same
I think
scenario.
we got another touchdown because Eric is freaking the fuck out.
Ah!
Yeah.
By the way, I pulled up mutually exclusive on Investopedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
Is where the occurrence of one event is not influenced or caused by another event, but they are also impossible to occur at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I did use it right.
No, they can't occur at the same time.
Yeah, so if it's not mutually exclusive,
They can occur at the same time.
yeah.
Oh, I thought they were saying that you
Let's learn English.
said, but I thought they were
Podcast
saying
lost in
that
space.
you said that they are mutually exclusive, and I was like,
No.
yay, Seahawks.
All right, do we want to get on to, since we've rambled all over the place today, which is actually good because we were way less serious than we have been the last few days, or last few episodes.
Yeah.
We
Um,
get serious.
We got
Time
real
to get
serious
serious.
last week.
We talked about depression for like 20 minutes. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
depression's, yeah, that's true.
But depression is also something that you have to kind of be aware of because, like, it's a life fact. I don't feel like it should be stigmatized. And also, yes, this is linking back into October's whole anti-stigma thing. But it's true. Like, there shouldn't just be 1 month where you're anti-stigma against mental illnesses.
yeah, and plus I wanted to bring it up on the podcast just because I wanted to have a deep, engaging conversation about things and feel like I learned something rather than making dick jokes like I usually do.
Plus, this is, like, that's part of our life experience. And
Yeah,
the whole
it's also
point
very
of it-
cathartic. I recommend everyone get a podcast and talk about it and find a way to publicly talk about how they feel, and because it builds a kind of confidence in being able to share. Like I find it really weird that like if like 60 people listen to this, then they know that I've just had a very depressing week. And it was just something I had to go through. It's just something. It's nice to be able to open up and not be afraid about it. That's what I'm saying.
Never be afraid.
All right, did we want to... Oh, Cindy, go.
I feel like the only reason that it's weird is because it's so socially unacceptable to admit.
Yep.
Mhm.
Especially for
Because
guys.
it shouldn't be. Like,
Guys
for
are not
either
supposed to talk
gender.
about
For either gender, it should not be weird to be like, yeah, I had a bad week.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, we all have bad weeks.
Yeah.
We all have emotions. We all have thoughts. We all have feelings, and we all have bad weeks. We all have great weeks. We all have shitty times, and we all have times where you just sit in our bed, cry, and eat kettle corn.
That's really specific,
But
Alyssa. How many
actually-
times have you done that?
I got juice boxes. My fridge right now is full of juice. Sorry, that was my like thing that I got to make me like happy.
Look what Mom bought me.
Aww.
Costco size apple.
It's a giant box of juice boxes.
No, that's applesauce.
Oh. I thought it was actually just one giant juice box.
I
It
would
was
say
a
That'd be
gallon
awesome.
juice
You
box.
got a giant thing.
That's
of
called
juice
box wine.
That makes me happy. Sorry.
All right. Do we want to talk about Thanksgiving a little bit? As in, do we want to do?
Well,
Yeah, it'll be a nice little bow tie on the end of it because.
Unless Ryan, did you have something to say?
Hmm?
Were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah. So I was gonna say this is actually the first year my girlfriend and I are throwing our own Thanksgiving. I'm actually flying up to where they are, and for all our friends that are stuck in our college town, like we have a lot of them there. They're from Hawaii or they have to work.
It's your
We're
first
just gonna- what?
big Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw our own Thanksgiving, and like we bought food. Everyone's bringing like their own potluck, and we're just gonna have our own Thanksgiving with friends. I'm
nice.
looking forward to that.
That's so cute. It's like your big kid Thanksgiving. It's like the first one you do without your mommy and daddy there doing it with you.
I'm never gonna get to do that since I live back here, where Mom and Dad live 15 minutes away from me.
No, what's gonna happen is when I grow up and have a family / have my own place over there, I'm gonna end up hosting Thanksgiving.
You're just writing off the fact. I see what you did there.
Oh, I have no faith in you.
I see what you did there. But yeah, did we want to talk a little bit, if anybody has thought about it, about what we're thankful for this year, or the overtime or whatever? I know Alyssa has a lot of things to say, but do we want to do that this week?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say let's talk about Thanksgiving this week, and that way people listening, because they're going to be listening like throughout the week leading up to
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
exactly.
All right. Doc, do you want to go first, or should we give Alyssa?
Yeah, absolutely. Our family tradition is always just getting together, making a ton of food, watching movies, or even going to see a movie. I'm looking forward to treating my mom to take her to the new Hunger Games movie. She loves those movies.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, calm down. Calm down. We know. You and the rest of teenage girl America just freak the fuck out.
Oh shit, you're still a teenager.
As well as my mom. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And this also kind of is where I get a little sad out of the fact that my older brother is like he's been in a relationship with someone for 5 years, and they are amazing. Like I've never seen people connect the way they do. And so it's me, my brother, his girlfriend, my mom, my dad. So I'm surrounded by people that just have someone else, and I'm just in the middle. Like, yeah, turkey's really good. I'm enjoying this. I wonder how much mashed potatoes I can fit in my face, because there's
Answer's
no
a
one
lot.
to think of me otherwise. So this is a point where I do get a little bit sad during the time, but it's great to surround myself with people that love me and are very great. We have a great time. We play a bunch of board games as well. Fantastic tradition, and I find it's going to be really hard to break from that tradition just because it's such a nice one to have.
Did you have anything you were grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family, like super thankful for just having them around, always being able to come to them with anything that I need, and they totally motivate me and make me very happy.
Yeah, and we're gonna real quick. There's a lot of cliches with what you say you're thankful for, but there's a reason for that. So we're not gonna be like, oh, it's a cliche. I know. We're just gonna say it. I just wanted to get the it's a cliche. I know kind of thing out of the way now.
So
Ron.
you're saying mine was cliched? I was
Family.
saying it from the heart, you dick. No, I'm kidding.
Ron,
Well, what am I thankful for?
yeah.
I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for everyone that had me on MySpace last week. I'm thankful for the world hasn't blown up yet.
Do we need to check in on that?
Wait, did you actually get people adding you on MySpace?
No, I just checked.
Okay.
No.
No one wants to add you on MySpace.
So that answers my question: if MySpace actually like the thing existed still.
It still exists.
Did not know that.
But yeah, I'm thankful I'm done with college and that bullshit, and that I have a decent job, and yeah.
Runt.
Me. Well,
Everybody get comfortable.
no, I'm not gonna go too far. Basically this year I'm just like really thankful for a fresh start. I just in being at school and the first half of last calendar year, because I think in school years still, because I'm still a child. But the last calendar year, I really found out who I was and more about me and what is this is very selfish, but just I discovered myself a lot more, what I like. I discovered that yes, I love culinary, but I need more in my life. And now being away from school, this experience really did what I came here. I'm not saying I'm done, but I moved so far away because I wanted to figure out myself and who I am. I know that's very what everybody does, but I truly am the happiest I've been in a really long time. None of what's happened in the past couple months I would have ever expected. But everything happens for a reason, and I truly, truly believe that. And I'm just really, really thankful for all the experiences that I've had this year and everything that's happened to me, good and bad. And it's incredible to feel so good. I'm also, of course, thankful for the people that I've met here. Everybody is seriously amazing. And I hoped but never would have expected any of it. And I'm really excited to go to somebody else's house for Thanksgiving, even though I really love to be home. But
That'll be interesting.
It'll be really interesting because I know that my family does not do, we do Thanksgiving traditionally, but not as traditionally, food-wise and everything as everybody else. Especially being in the Midwest, I've already, like I said, found out that they have different food and traditions that I've never heard of, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? So it's going to be a really amazing experience, and everything's really incredible right now, and it's really nice, and I'm excited, and so I'm just really thankful for being so happy and having everything happen to me that's happened.
And for those not watching the video, Ryan disappeared. Not that anybody will notice anyway, but he vanished for a sec. I think he has something going on. I think his pizza got there. Senny.
Oh gosh, I hate doing these. I don't hate them because they're bad or they're horrible or they're hard or anything. I hate them because so for those of you guys who don't know, I was not raised in a normal nuclear family. I was actually raised by a single father. And this past year has been really hard because I lost my grandmother to cancer, which she fought 14 or 16 years ago, and she won, and I lost her. And she was really the main person on my dad's side of the family who kind of kept traditions alive, and I'm not really in contact with my mom's side of the family all that much. But so I don't really do Thanksgiving, honestly. My version of Thanksgiving is usually a friend drags me to their house, and my dad and I do mini Thanksgiving, aka Chinese takeout, the day before, the day after. So this year I am really thankful for all the friends who were, without realizing it, supporting me when I was going through the stuff with my grandmother, and I'm really thankful for my great-grandmother on my mom's side, who has always been supportive even when the rest of the family wasn't necessarily being supportive in a positive manner. And I'm really thankful for honestly, I'm really thankful for the people in my life who have reminded me when there are hard times that it's okay for there to be hard times, because just because today is hard doesn't mean that tomorrow is going to suck too. It means that tomorrow you can try again and you can try to make it work, and that's all you can really do. And if you don't do that, then you're not moving forward. So, like, I'm thankful for those people in my life who remind me of that. And without getting too cheesy or going too into it, you know, I'm really thankful for the people in my life.
No, that was good. Guess it's my turn, which means I should have been thinking more. No, actually, my big one is always my friend. I'm always thankful for my friends, not just because of you four. Well, Alyssa's not my friend; she's family. Who have jumped on and gotten involved in this crazy whole website and podcast thing that I was like, you know what, we're doing this. Why not? We're doing this. And I'm thankful for everybody who's been helping out or just hanging out and checking it out. But also my family, because I'm back home now. And that 6 months when I was away was very weird to be like away from home. And I'm really glad to be back home. And I guess the other really, really big one for me is I don't live at home. I don't live with mom and dad. I live with another family who's one of my best friends in the world. And the fact that they're willing to take me in, house me, and feed me, really, and not like, they see it as like norm, like what they would do, what they should do, means the world to me in a lot of ways. I don't want to dump on mom and dad, but I've always kind of we have a very small family. We don't get to go to the big clan gatherings or anything, that some people get away with. So I've always tried to build my extended family out of my friends and my friend groups. And so, having what is essentially extended family, an aunt and an uncle, take me in is amazing. Not that mom and dad haven't done amazing, because mom's watching this.
You better watch yourself, Alex.
But
they watch this.
But yeah, it's that. And I'm not as thankful for the fact that Alyssa's not here, because it means mom calls me every day, asking me to do things with her because mom's bored and alone. I love you, Mom, but seriously.
I want to add something just to get publicly loving and adorable. I am also really thankful this year for my brother. Believe it or not. I know. I want to do this publicly. But because for those of you who don't know out there, my brother and I mean, we're close because it's like like my brother said, we have a small family, so it's like we don't have that many cousins to be close to and everything. But at the same time, I used to hate him.
She's a little shit.
He used to beat my butt, and but like this year after he got back from Calgary, we have gotten I think we've gotten so close. Sorry, Alex, if this is all wrong in my head. No, but like,
we don't live together.
Yeah, that too, and like we will text each other or like message on Facebook because my brother doesn't text rarely, but and it like feels good to finally have that truly loving, no sort of behind the scene hatred to your older brother, and it's like really nice. We can now just be we're not just siblings anymore. We're like honestly friends, and that's what I tell people here now. It's like my brother and I have become so close, and like he's one of my best friends now, and like he asked me to do things like this with him, and he asked me to go over to game nights when I was still around and stuff, and it's like I'm now considered his friend. So that's something I've always wanted to be, and I'm finally there, so I'm thankful for that.
We fought a lot as kids.
Yeah.
Mostly because she was a shit and she would throw chess pieces at my head when she lost.
Because you were mean to me.
They hurt.
I stepped on his PlayStation when he was a kid.
Yeah, she did. She broke my PlayStation. PlayStation 1. But yeah, thanks. And it's good to have you around and not yelling at me or, us yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And, everybody else too. All three of you guys. The other three. I appreciate you guys being on this podcast a whole bunch. And Senny for doing all the bloody work with yelling.
I heard cats, and I swear I'm gonna start posting sad kitty pictures. I'm gonna start posting sad kitty pictures and naming the parties who were supposed to give me articles.
I'll get it soon. Promise.
I have to write my articles too.
Don't make me actually get that whip, Alexander. I will.
All right. I think we can end on that note. Well, not the whip note, but
I mean, if you want to.
The love.
since we'll be back for next week. You'll see us next week.
Will
What's
we?
the verdict? I'm here.
I'm here.
We'll let you guys know.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. But if you don't
To
see us
be
next
continued.
week, you won't hear us before, but have a good Thanksgiving. If you're Canadian and you're watching this because you're one of my Canadian friends, I hope your Thanksgiving was good about a month ago.
October 12th, I think.
A little over a month ago.
Yeah.
If you're not American or Canadian and you're really confused, hi!
We're just being
joining
thankful
us
and
just
getting
now,
ready.
That's weird.
Yeah. Normal wrap-up, Runt.
Oh, you can find. I know what you're talking about. You can find me. I have a photography website. Check it out. It's alyssap.com. ALYSSA, the letter P.com. And you can buy me a coffee. That's super swell. Or just check out my page. I'm pretty sure you can leave comments. If you're a photographer, give me advice. Appreciate anything. So.
Doc.
Follow me on Twitter at Doc Von Derwin. Even though I'm terrible at keeping up with it, I'm failing for the third time at Twitter. So follow me on Facebook and stay locked to the site to find out cool articles that I'm posting. The most recent article I posted is a Dream remake of the Mortal Kombat universe. I had a great time writing it, and it's very fun and funny and cool. So check that out.
Newman.
I want a MySpace friend, so add me on MySpace.
What's
Tell
your
them your
MySpace?
handle.
I don't know. How do I find it?
All right. Well, Ryan tries to find his MySpace. Senny, nothing for you.
Nope. Though I'm debating getting in Instagram, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's the only one that I'd actually keep up with. So maybe soon, maybe.
You can find me at Redbeard on Twitter. REDBREARD. If you did follow me from this, if you saw me and you saw me tweeting about Jessica Jones a whole bunch, sorry. I tried not to spoil anything. You can always find us at podcastlostinSpace.com. You can find us on Twitter at PlissOfficial. You can find us on Twitch at PlissOfficial. You can find us on Facebook at Podcast Lost in Space.
Can I create a MySpace for us?
Ryan will
No.
make a MySpace
If you
for us.
want, we just
No.
Ryan, did you figure out what your MySpace was?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is Numinator29. I also do have an Instagram, which I don't post very often, but that's actually public. Ryan_Newman29.
And you can also find him at Twitter
Nah,
at Numinator29 because I'm just going to throw it under the...
you can request it. I'm not going to accept it.
Oh, yours is private. Weird. Yeah, thanks for listening. And again, have a good Thanksgiving or whatever, or just
Enjoy your
the
food coma.
If you're in the U.S., enjoy the fact that you get 2 extra days off.
Yeah.
And if you
Or
don't,
if you go to Washington State University, you get a freaking week off.
well, that's because it's Wazoo. Nobody likes Wazoo. Bye.
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 Bye.